In the vast seas, there are two kinds of people, those who seek justice, and those who seize freedom. One will destroy the other today. On the tumultuous waters, where the sky meets the sea in a fury of gray, two ships stood as titans. One, the Vanguard, a symbol of naval might, its hull cutting through the waves with disciplined grace. The other, the Blood Serpent, a vessel of chaos, bearing the scars of countless raids. On the deck of the Vanguard stood Admiral Nahin. His face, etched with grim determination, was turned toward the horizon. For years, he had hunted one man, a phantom of the high seas who left only terror in his wake, the pirate captain, Nuhin. Nahin's gaze was sharper than any storm, his resolve colder than the ocean depths. He wasn't just enforcing the law, he was hunting a specter that haunted the trade routes and coastal towns, a specter who mocked the very idea of order. Suddenly, a silhouette emerged from the mist, the Blood Serpent. And on its deck, a figure stood with defiant arrogance. Nuhin. Known for his ruthless cunning and brutal charm, he saw the Vanguard not as a threat, but as a prize. He wasn't just after gold or glory, he was after a legacy. He wanted to dismantle the symbol of naval authority, to prove that his path, the path of unbridled freedom, was superior to the rigid order Nahin represented. His voice, carried by the gale, was a torrent of insults. Admiral Nahin, he boomed across the churning waves. Come and face me. Let's see if your precious law can stop a true storm. He didn't just challenge Nahin to a fight, he challenged his entire philosophy, daring him to prove that rules could ever contain the wild spirit of the sea. Nahin's reply was not a shout, but a calm, lethal declaration that sliced through Nuhin's taunts. Prepare for your end. The words hung in the air, a promise of the clash to come. And with that, the Duel of Fate was set. The battle erupted with the roar of cannon fire. The Vanguard, a well-oiled machine of war, moved with expert precision under Nahin's command. His crew, a disciplined unit, worked in perfect sync, their movements a testament to years of training. In stark contrast, the Blood Serpent was a whirlwind of chaos. Nuhin's pirates were a frenzied, deadly force, swinging from ropes, their cries mixing with the clash of steel and the splintering of wood. They fought with a ferocity born of desperation and a lust for freedom. But this was more than a battle of ships, it was a battle of minds. With every cannonball and every parry, Nuhin launched a psychological assault on Nahin. He sought to find a crack in the Admiral's unwavering resolve, to plant a seed of doubt in the heart of his enemy. You think you're a hero, Nahin? Nuhin screamed amidst the chaos, his voice dripping with scorn. You think you're saving the world? This world belongs to the strong, not to the weak, bound by your laws and chains. For a fleeting moment, Nahin's struggle was visible. The disciplined order he had dedicated his life to was being torn apart by the raw, untamed chaos that Nuhin embodied. Was he a guardian of justice, or merely a puppet of a distant authority? But the doubt was quickly extinguished, replaced by the steely resolve that had defined him. He was a shield for the innocent, and that was a truth no pirate's taunt could tarnish. His grip on his sword tightened. His mission was clear. As the fury of the battle subsided, an eerie calm settled over the sea. The two ships, battered and broken, were locked together in a deadly embrace. The decks were littered with the fallen, a grim testament to the ferocity of the fight. The storm had passed, but the true tempest was about to begin. On the deck of the Blood Serpent, surrounded by the wreckage, Nahin and Nuhin finally stood face to face. The crews were gone, the cannons silent. There were no more distractions. It was just one man against another, one philosophy against its opposite. Their duel was a dance of contrasting styles. Nahin, precise and tactical, his movements economical and deadly, every strike a calculated step towards victory. Nuhin, on the other hand, was a storm of motion, unpredictable, wild, and chaotic, his attacks flowing with a brutal, untamed energy. Steel clashed against steel, the sound echoing across the quiet water. Vicious blows were exchanged, each man pushing the other to their breaking point. This was no longer about ships or crews, it was about the very core of their beliefs, now laid bare. With a mocking grin, his eyes blazing with a fanatic light, Nuhin revealed his true purpose. Your justice is a cage, Nahin, he spat, his voice raspy. You can't tame the world's chaos. You can only be consumed by it. He fought not for treasure, but for the principle of absolute, untethered freedom, a freedom that answered to no one and nothing. Nahin, his own face a mask of intense focus, countered with the conviction that had guided his entire life. Freedom without responsibility is nothing but chaos, he retorted, his voice ringing with authority. It destroys, it devours. The law exists to protect what's worth saving. His loyalty wasn't to the abstract concept of law, but to the people it shielded, the innocent lives that Nuhin's freedom left in its wake. In the final, desperate moments of the duel, Nahin found his opening. It wasn't through brute force, but through strategy, through discipline. With a swift, calculated move, he disarmed Nuhin. The pirate's sword clattered to the deck, a symbol of reckless impulse being overcome by unwavering honor. Nuhin lay defeated, bloodied and broken, his chaotic energy finally spent. Nahin stood over him, his sword at the pirate's throat, offering one last choice. Surrender, or die. A defiant, broken laugh escaped Nuhin's lips. He would never be caged. Refusing imprisonment, he chose his own end, falling to the deck as the last of his strength faded. At that exact moment, the storm clouds that had shrouded the sky began to part. A single, powerful beam of sunlight broke through, illuminating the scene and signaling the end of the pirate's reign of terror. In the end, freedom unbound by purpose is as dangerous as tyranny. And so, the storm calmed, and the seas knew peace, for a time. As the vanguard, victorious, sailed away from the wreckage, the ocean once again became a canvas of possibility. Justice had prevailed, but the eternal struggle between order and chaos would surely rage on. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from the high seas. We'll see you in the next one.